The date was September 1st, 2025. It was Labor Day weekend, the Monday where Carson Kelly's bat decided to become clutch again. We got to talk about it. And also, we have to talk about the Cubs building momentum, only 5.5 games behind the Milwaukee Brewers, with a lot of baseball still left to be played. And last but not least, another lame brain excuse from Jed Hoyer and Cubs management. We got to talk about it all. But first, we got to hit you with that intro. Coming up. Welcome in, everybody, to another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Listen, I am your host, Mike Jones, here with you again. Thanks so much for tuning in. If this is your first time, please go ahead, hit that like button, that share button, and that subscribe button. If you're watching this on Spotify or on Apple, please go ahead and leave a 5-star review and also share a comment below, letting us know how we can make the show better. Do the same thing on YouTube too, guys. Let us know below how you want, if you want changes to the show, how the show can be better. We work very hard to produce quality content here for you on this channel, where this is the official voice of the Chicago Cub fan. Let your voice be heard below in the comment section. Let us know what we can do better, but also let us know what you think about the topics that we choose. Please get into the conversation. You can also leave me a voicemail at 217-816-5498. Join the show, be a part of it, leave a comment. Also, you can write me at cubsbaseball1992@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now, with that being said, we got to get to it, because if today's game don't have you hype, I don't know what will. Today's show is also presented to you by Dubby, one of our sponsors, Dubby. You'll see a commercial for that here in a little bit, but we have to talk about the show. We have to talk about the game, because the game in itself looked like the same old song. I can tell you guys, by the 5th inning, I was already planning how I was going to come on this show and crap on the Chicago Cubs and crap on their lack of urgency and the lack of them trying to play hard, the lack of them trying to take advantage of a team that just right now isn't that great. I mean, they've had injuries that have rocked them. They've also lost a lot of pieces. There is no reason why the Chicago Cubs could not have taken advantage of the Atlanta Braves, right? Well, I was all ready to come in and pounce, and I have to retract every single statement I was getting ready to say. Well, not every single statement. They still don't have the best sense of urgency, but in this game, they came up clutch. They got what they needed when they needed it. And a lot of it comes in course to your pick to perform player of the game, that being Carson Kelly, somebody that has taken a lot of flack from Chicago Cubs fans and media since his arrival. Carson Kelly went 2 for 4 in this game, scored a run, hit a home run, and also had 3 RBIs in this game. He has a .259 batting average now after this game. Listen, Carson Kelly did what he had to do. Carson Kelly carried this team to a win, a clutch 8th 2-run home run to tie the game up. And then after that, Carson Kelly then turned around and hit the walk-off single that allowed the Chicago Cubs to take the victory 6-7 in the bottom of the 10th. Also, shout out to Andrew Kittredge. He is somebody else that has taken a lot of flack from Chicago Cubs faithful because he has not necessarily always performed the best, but he did come into this game, got 2 strikeouts, especially against Marcell Ozuna. That was a huge one, because he definitely was coming in trying to swing for the fences, and Andrew Kittredge took advantage of that. Also, shout out to Brad Keller. Also, shout out to the new guy, former White Sox, former Milwaukee Brewer, Aaron Savali, who came into this game and pitched 3 very, very, very good innings for the Chicago Cubs. 3 innings, because honestly, Colin Ray did not have his best day. He did not have it today. 4 innings pitched, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts on 73 pitches, 48 of those being strikes. And then Rogers came in after him. Taylor Rogers came in after him, pitched 1 inning, allowed 4 hits, 3 earned runs with 2 strikeouts in 1 inning. And it all looked like it was crumbling down for the Chicago Cubs. But for what it's worth, y'all, this is the first time in a long time I've seen some fight from the Chicago Cubs. And that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see the Chicago Cubs battle. We don't want to see them just roll over and play dead. And again, it comes not in the form of a superstar. It doesn't come in the form of PCA. It doesn't come in the form of Seiya Suzuki. It doesn't come in the form of Kyle Tucker, who went 0 for 5 and also had a couple terrible plays out there in the outfield today with the sun shining in his face. But it came from the most unlikely sources. It came from Ian Happ, who went 3 for 5 in this game. Got his finally getting his batting average up to 0.238. And then it came in the form of Carson Kelly, who got that who got that batting average up to 0.259, knocking in 3 runs in this game. The Chicago Cubs needed it. Dansby Swanson also performing in this game, getting 2 RBIs, and also, like I said, and also scoring a run himself in the game. The Chicago Cubs needed every last bit of this rallying from this team. They needed the pitching. They needed it all. And they got it. They got it, and they got the win. And I think that's what's frustrating for a lot of us is because we know how good this team can be. Remember, Kyle Tucker was the one. It wasn't me. It wasn't any other media that you listened to that said this team could win the World Series. Kyle Tucker said the goal is to win the World Series this year. So I mean, to me, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, man, you know, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. That's putting a lot on yourself. But it's good pressure. It's good pressure, really good pressure. And like I said, the Chicago Cubs are going to have to fight. It's going to be a dogfight from here on out. And you cannot give up, even if you get down in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th inning. You got to become the comeback Cubs of 2025 and do whatever it takes to come back. They start the month of September off with another win, and that's what we needed. And tomorrow at 6:40 p.m., we have Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Chicago Cubs. Shota Imanaga, who is 8-6 and thirsty, hungry, has lost his last 2 starts, thirsty for victory. And he'll be going up against Joey Wentz, who is 5-4 with a 4.92 ERA. But listen, man, every single time that the Chicago Cubs win a game, what do we do on this channel, baby? That's right. We fly the W. Fly the W every single time the Chicago Cubs win a game. Shout out to Carson Kelly for being Clutch Kelly in this game. After this, we're going to talk about the Chicago Cubs building momentum after these messages. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mike Jones here from Chicago Cubs Central, your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. And I'm here to talk to you about a product that has changed my life and is changing lives all across the country. That's right. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is an all-natural ingredient that helps with energy and also helps you to be able to get done what you need to get done. It helps with focus, with energy, and helps you to power through even the toughest of days. That's right. I know you may think to yourself, Mike Jones, how could you possibly run 2 podcast channels, run a private business, work a full-time job, have a family, as well as do all the other extracurriculars that you enjoy doing? Listen, man, I'm telling y'all my secret right now. It's Dubby. Dubby has helped me so much. It not only helps me with energy to stay up while I'm at work instead of taking those midday naps. Instead, I take Dubby, and not only does it help me power through my work day, but it also helps me to be able to be my best version of myself when I get home for my family and for all of you when I'm recording my podcast. That's right. Dubby today can help you in so many different ways, guys. Listen, all you got to do is go online, search today for Dubby. You can be better. I love Dubby because it's jitterless energy and it helps so much. They have so many different unique flavors that you could only find through Dubby. And on top of that, it's made right here in the USA. Dubby has 0 sugar. Dubby is gluten-free. Dubby has no hidden ingredients in it. It's all fresh, all clean. It is the good stuff for you, made right here. And like I said, the drinks themselves, once you buy a jar, the drinks themselves basically come out to about $1 per drink when you make one. I take one, I put some cold water in my Dubby tumbler and I shake it up and I'm going about my day. And I've had so much success since. It's also helped with my focus. I'm telling you guys, if you don't use Dubby, you are missing out. And guess what? Today, when you choose to use Dubby, if you go to the Dubby website and you type in Cubs Central Pod 2024, when you place your order, you get 10% off today just for using Cubs Central Pod 2024 when you place your order. Guys, listen, I don't know what you're waiting on. Dubby has changed my life. It can change yours too. All you got to do, head over to the website. They have so many different flavors. Press place your order and then press Cubs Central 2024, Cubs Central Pod 2024, and place your order today. Don't miss out, or else. The Chicago Cubs find themselves in a very precarious position moving forward for the rest of the season after winning a phenomenal comeback victory against the Atlanta Braves Monday. They find themselves playing two more against the Braves, and then after that, they have a collection of winnable games, which also includes seeing these same Braves over again in Atlanta next week. They will see the Washington Nationals will come to town towards the end of the week. But I'm mentioning all of this because I want the Chicago Cubs and I want all of you to recognize that now is the time to build momentum. Now is the time to start taking control of this division. Now's the time to start taking control of your own destiny. The Milwaukee Brewers have a very, very tough schedule coming up, and the Milwaukee Brewers have not been playing their base baseball. They lost again to the Philadelphia Phillies today. And like I said, the Milwaukee Brewers are kind of starting to fade. They're starting to come back down to earth. Now is the time for the Chicago Cubs to begin to build that momentum, to begin to strike, to begin to build up that confidence, to begin to bring back some of the core things that they did earlier in the season. I love the fact that in the game against the Braves, Nico Horner got thrown out at second because, hey, at least they tried to steal the base. I love the fact that Seiya Suzuki stole the base. I love the fact that PCA stole the base. I love the fact that the team is getting back to organically creating runs and not just playing station to station and waiting on the hits. I love the fact that the team, when they are struggling in this game, you saw them shoot the ball the other direction. I love the fact that it's not the superstars you're depending on. You are going to need the superstars to play in the playoffs, but for the regular season, PCA needs some days. He's tired. Like I said, Kyle Tucker probably could use another rest too. But like I said, you look at this Chicago Cubs team and you say to yourself, these guys have had a hell of a season so far. It's been filled with so many ups and downs, guys. We are in the final stretch, the last 4 weeks. And you guys, listen, after that, it's postseason time. And it's time now for the Chicago Cubs to start playing like it's postseason time, meaning that they start building up those postseason habits now. You start collecting those victories and beating the teams you're supposed to beat. You're supposed to beat the Atlanta Braves. You were supposed to sweep the Colorado Rockies. I mean, like I said, it didn't happen like that. It's baseball. At the end of the day, you still got to play. You still got to roll the ball out there. But at the same time, you have to do what you have to do to be successful. And this Chicago Cubs team has to do this every single night. They need to come out with an urgency as if the postseason is beginning the next game that they're playing. They need to play against the Braves like it's the postseason. They need to play against the Nationals like it's the postseason. They need to play against the Tampa Bay Rays, the Pirates, the Reds, the Mets, and the Cardinals like it's the postseason, like it's win or go home. Because really, that's what it is. That urgency is what's going to keep you at the top of the wild card and potentially might even have you trade places with the Milwaukee Brewers and win the division. Just have to see what happens. You do own the tiebreaker against the Milwaukee Brewers. You won the season series against them. You beat them. So even if you guys tie, technically, you would win the division. Like I said, the Chicago Cubs have a lot going on. It's up to them what they want to do. It's up to them what they want to do, how successful they want to be. So, in the last segment of the day, I do want to talk to you guys about another stupid interview given by Jed Hoyer. And like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but Jed Hoyer, the Cubs rank offense averaged 3.66 runs per game in August, ranking them 28th in MLB. When asked about this before the Cubs game against the Braves on Labor Day, Jed Hoyer had this to say: our collection of players kind of went into slumps all at the same time. To me, it just really felt like a pattern. It feels like the same thing keeps happening to the Cubs every single time. It feels like Groundhog Day keeps reappearing to this team. There is something systematically wrong, something fundamentally wrong with this team. Somebody is training them the wrong way that these slumps keep happening. And you can say it's baseball and it happens, but you can't tell me of another team that goes on prolonged 2 to 3 month slumps, scoring slumps like the Chicago Cubs. There's no way that at the beginning of the year they were blowing teams out, scoring 12 to 15 runs per game. And that shrinks in the summertime with the heat when the wind is blowing out at Wrigley. Somehow the Chicago Cubs turn into a team that can only muster up 2 runs per game. There's no way you could tell me that's real life and have me believe it. At least there's no way. It's unfortunate, but the Chicago Cubs still have an opportunity to right the ship because they played so well the first 2 months of the season and then treaded water for the next months after that. They have an opportunity in September to go on a real nice run against some teams that aren't playing for much outside of spoiling other teams' chances. And they have an opportunity to go in and win some ball games that they need to win in order to make their positioning in the playoffs really, really, really lucrative. And let's hope that they take care of business. But I just wanted to touch on that because I love pointing out the fact that Jed Hoyer gives the worst interviews and he keeps doing dumb shit. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But hey, listen, man, that's the episode for today. I need you guys to comment below. Give me your thoughts on clutch Carson Kelly and him coming through and that bat finally waking up. Hopefully this lends to a trend of him doing more like this in the coming weeks. And of course, the Cubs are building up momentum. They are on the heels of the Milwaukee Brewers. I need the Brewers fans to start sweating a little bit. I know you guys going to be sweating. And then last but not least, we get another same old stupid interview from Jed Hoyer. Let me know you guys' comments, thoughts on all these things below. I appreciate each and every last one of you. Until next time, go Cubs, go.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.